Many thanks for joining us again. If you just joined us, this is Business Breakfast, broadcasting to you live from the studios of iBrandTV. Let's get talking now. Sumbo Badijoko, Public Affairs Analyst, joins me now live from Ibadan to give us more insight into some of the top stories I read earlier. Good morning, sir. Glad to have you join me on the program today. And again, happy holidays.
Good morning, happy holidays to you.
All right, let's get talking now. So we're getting these reports coming out from the presidency, and they're saying, hey, the policies and the reforms being made by this Yemi Cardoso-led Apex Bank are quite appreciable, are quite laudable, and then again they are saying that those policies actually aligns with the plans of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'd like to get your thoughts on this. Do you agree with what the president's special advisor on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, is saying concerning the reforms and policy made by the CBN governor, led by Yemi Cardoso?
Well, he's doing his job, and yes, again, the immediate government is very to click on the positive light. But that's a fight. As far as the CBN policies are concerned, we are seeing results. And welcome development. The fact that about 3 months ago, the dollar was close to very, very close to 2,000 naira, and now there's just a little bit above 1,000. That is a welcome development. And they have set the target for themselves to bring it to 800. Even though 800 is still the higher compared to what it was a year and a half ago. But it's still reasonable because that's what the benchmark that they have set for the 2024 budget. So the same result, the same positive development, the regulations are working, and the Naira is gaining. So that's the welcome development. I don't like the idea of government creating. It doesn't make sense to we are the ones that will call you, but you're the ones calling yourself. And the candidate and examiner.
But while we are still lauding the move made by the Central Bank of Nigeria to bring about some stability in the foreign exchange market, one aspect again that is very critical to the economy, no one is really talking about, is inflation. Inflation is skyrocketing as it is. By this time next week, we'll be expecting the inflation report for the month of March, and there is no magic whatsoever that will bring the figure down to what it is at the moment. So as it stands right now, if you are to assess the CBN governor, and by the time he has been in office, do you think he has really performed well to revive the economy from the state it met it to the state it is now?
As I said earlier, the CBN are doing their own job on the monetary side. It is on the fiscal side that the issue of inflation. That's what will determine if it will come down or not. Because government policies, especially the aggressive nature, aggressive revenue drive, is what is actually fueling the inflation. And of course, the policy in the power sector. Those combinations, actually, the industry, that's where the inflation lies now. And they are not ready to cut down on tariffs on what's being taught. And of course, petroleum products is on the high side. Marketers are still trying to block their go to accepting a reasonable price of around 850 naira, which, if he agrees, at least will go a long way in significantly reducing the cost of production as well as logistics. But until that is done, we'll still have those issues to deal with. And if everything combined makes the cost of production high, we cannot single out the forex again and expect that to bring down the inflation. It's not going to work. Because even though the forex is coming down, Naira is appreciating. The prices have not come down.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm hearing from positive price from that of rice. But rice is not the only item that will come. And even the reduction that is there, it's only significant because I don't know how much we price about November last. And just 5 months down the line, we know what to be now. And until it goes back to that old price, we cannot really say we are getting high. So Nigerians are less to repair. Nigerians are always quick to raising the price when it goes up, but very reluctant to using it when it's supposed to come down. So that is another aspect where the government will have to come in. They cannot stand down on them because it's are people in business. There are measures that can be taken that will take them to like and reason along and bring that to them. So the development, for instance, too, the aviation sector, we are having a very significant clash in the air flight ticket. What is even due to the advent of ESG entering the UK market flight road, and that is costing the foreign airline that are exploiting the people here. They now cost their own charges to that citizen. That is the kind of competition we want. Somebody changing the narrative and opportunities that are taking down the line so that consumers will enjoy the benefits of the policy. We are not saying that stuff across the board, but at least the areas where there are improvement will not keep quiet. On the flip side of that, we just saw power bringing Banji, giving them a 300% increase in charity. And that Banji will also definitely affect all of us because some of them are in the productive sector and people consume what they produce. So they will push the cost back to the consumers and we expect some price increase or not reducing when it's supposed to come down. So these are issues that on the fiscal side the government really needs to look at. But for the monetary side, CBN is doing a very wonderful job and commendable and we're doing.
All right, and thank you so much for that insight. But still talking about the presidency now, we're seeing this report coming from the special advisor to the president on policy coordination, Azizat Bala Usman. And she has come out to say that, the federal government has launched an app that gives Nigerians the ample opportunity to assess the performance of the 7 ministers under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. First, I'd like to get your thoughts on this. What do you think about this? And do you think that this particular initiative will be sustained on the long run? That's on the other side. And also, will most of the assessments made by Nigerians actually be taken head on based on this initiative launched by the federal government?
The box is built up by the table of the president. Even without the initiative on the use of the mobile app, opinions of people, comments from people like me and others too, have already given a kind of idea as regards the forecast. You know those who have actually been doing well. You know those who also have been back like last month and they are still holding on to their job. You understand? And of course, there are some of them that are very, very close to the president and they are not performing. And if at the end of the day, we expect, we saw a cabinet reshuffle and some ministers were dropped and those particular individuals retained their job, they should not be surprised. So, the mobile app is a good thing. But what I will advise, she can't do it on her home, is to publish the result of the findings rather that they have been able to make through the use of the app. If that can be published, people will know, okay, these are high performing ministries, these are low performing or non performing, this one needs to do more in this area. So we can really reach them. But I'm sure they will only tell us if we give smile to the camera, in a particular voluminous document, and over to the president in the name of the report. For the content and details that the inside will be kept secret. And we'll all be looking and be expecting what the president will decide at the end of the day. So the only thing you will end at the table of the president is his prerogative to assign whoever he wishes, in line with the law, as minister, or otherwise. So that's the thing. But like the immigration interior ministry now said within 24 hours they've received over 1,615 visits and commendations on that app, just one ministry. If they are not doing well, the minister will not be saying that, you understand, or that information will not be coming from the interior ministry. Why we are not having the same feedback from others? And if that one has come out to give us an idea that okay, people actually using this app to rate the performance as expected by the government.
All right, then let's move now to the next story. Now, this one is coming from the World Bank, and the World Bank is saying that the worst rate of poverty in the sub-Saharan Africa can be found in Nigeria and Congo. This is not a good news if you ask me for our country. But then again, the current policies of the government is really plunging more Nigerians into poverty. But the big question now many are asking is, how can government come up with plans and policies that will bring out Nigerians out of poverty?
Some of the policies are long time, as a matter of fact, most of them. And there are some that are going to be yielding results in the next couple of months. Some may take like a year or two. But the thing is, Rome was not built in a day. The figure that the World Bank is throwing at us has been there all along. We have been said that we have around 1.3 million at the time that was published. It should be around 140 now. Million Nigerians who are said to be multi-dimensionally poor. Now, out of that 140, about 40 million are extremely poor. And when we say poor, it is those who are not earning up to the dollar per day according to the foreign treasury. There are people that do not earn that. Even currently, the minimum wage is less than the dollar per day. The dollar per day, according to the minimum wage, is 1,000 naira. And the dollar is above 1,000 naira. So the minimum wage is less than the dollar per day. You understand? Because 30,000 is our minimum wage, and we have 30 days minimum. So when you look at that, you mean as many as those who are at that minimum wage level, they are poor, according to the UN definition of poverty. So when you look at that, you don't need any World Bank to tell you that, of course, and considering our population, 225 million people are counting that approximately. When you look at that, and you imagine the number of people who are not earning up to 30,000 or just earning around that average of 30,000 in a month, and they are not few numbers, they are more than half of our population. So we can't say that yes, majority of the poor people in sub-Saharan Africa reside in Nigeria. That is correct. So we can doubt that. Even the government cannot defend it, because that is the reality on jobs.
I want to also get your thoughts on this. Do you think that the World Bank is also doing enough to support the Nigerian government to help uplift many Nigerians who are within this poverty bracket?
The government, the World Bank, in their own way, they've been trying to help just Nigerians, Africans, and other countries. But that is not where the problem is. The problem has been with the government of those respective countries. For instance, we talk of poverty, we always show it as the doorstep of the government. Meanwhile, the state are closer to the people.
Exactly, because I was going to ask you that as well. The role
that things that the state can do to bring down the level of poverty in their respective.
Yes.
For instance, when we say poverty, we are looking at the key component things that improve the human development rate. Education, health, access to good food, you understand?
Yes.
And infrastructure. Now, all these are concurrent matters. They are not exclusive to the government at the federal level. They are things that state can take on and execute effectively. You understand? How many secondary schools in Ibadan where I reside? I can count all the secondary schools that I have around. Less than 10 exist without a building with blown off roofs. And students are supposed to receive education in this classroom. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
There's no one without a crowded classroom, and you expect them to receive education in it. I know the number of health facilities that we have. How many of them are well equipped? Yes, they're giving a facelift to the building, but what is inside? Do they have any equipment to take care of emergency? Even the tertiary hospital, which is UCH, is taking care of
Yes.
And it's because the investment is not being made in those sectors. Agriculture or just is as big as the entire 5,000 states. Yet, there is no government. In the days we used to have a Oba, even in Lagos, which is government farm. Where are the government farms again? Even the dairy farm that is meant for meat production has become an housing estate. And you have not reproduced the dairy farm somewhere else. This government in this state, for instance, it is so much in it, giving out to limited development to the houses that will not be occupied by anybody. And they eventually end up as there. Rather than using those lands for agricultural purpose to produce food in mass, so that it will be cheap and affordable for people. When people can eat and are okay, they will think productively. Every other thing may be high in the UK and the US, but their food can never be high. You understand what I'm saying? There's no human being in the United States that can eat spend $100 on food in a day, except you want to organize the feed. What can $100 buy in Nigeria? You understand what I'm saying? 1,000 naira cannot feed my son in a day, and I have a family of 5. Now begin to do the multiplier and cut across boards. That is the situation. Why should food be this expensive in a country? And when people cannot even feed, they are poor. And that is where there is little bit what one can do. We have enormous resources. Our budget is increasing, but how much of these things are the government spending on the people? They're stealing. Exactly. They keep disappropriating and diverting funds. And that is why the people keep getting poorer and poorer by the day. And these are the yardstick that the World Bank and other rating agencies will use to rate us.
It's quite pathetic. It's really quite pathetic at this point in time that a nation that prized to be the giant of Africa seems to have the highest number of poverty rates in the country. But let's just focus now to the next story now. So oil marketers now have come out to say that they want to have a meeting with the Dangote petroleum refinery, and they're asking for a reduction of the price of diesel being supplied to them to over between the rate of 700 naira to 850 naira per liter. First and foremost, do you think that this is a lot? This is an initiative that the Dangote refinery will welcome, seeing the fact that they are into business to make profits. And that's on one hand. On the second hand, again, if Dangote for any reason decide to dance to the tune of the oil marketers and agree to their projection, or better still to the price they are presenting to them, should we see the price of diesel across the country reducing? And if it does, will that also have any ripple effect on the price of commodities that's soaring high at this point in time?
As a matter of fact, that product is the main reason why we have inflation. Is because it plays dual role. It powers the factories, it also moves the trucks. So it means what? It's involved in production and logistics. So dual role, and all these, both of them have impact on the price. And that is why things are at that level. Dangote, as a picture, if he's one, does not need any marketer to tell him to sell at a reasonable price. You are not importing the crude, neither are you importing the refined product. Refining is in Nigeria, not in another country.
Well, he's a businessman.
No cost of freight, nothing whatsoever like import duties and every other thing is charged on your product, apart from logistics of moving them from the refinery to the various tank farms that we have around. So, he cannot be telling us that 1,235 naira that he has initially shipped is the market reality. That is an inflated price, and that is why the stakeholders, those who are in business even before him, can be telling him, guy, bring this thing down to this level. We know you will still make profits from at that price, and we will also be able to make sales to make profit, which is a win-win. You should be looking at turnover. Well, when the price comes down, people will buy more, and the marketers will be able to dispense off whatever they have on time and quickly go and buy another one. So it will be recycling because they will be using frequently. But when to wait for competition to force down the price, because that is the way our Nigerian businessmen used to. Until they see competition, like EFP, brought down the price when you decide to do things patriotically. But we need Dangote to also be patriotic. And whatsoever the investors in that company are, they all need to collectively be patriotic. They need to see the nation for. Because all their money that they've been making, they will not carry them to heaven if they die. So why would you not make life meaningful for the people around you? All the biggest of this world, they give back millions of dollars to charity every single year. How much are you giving back? Nothing. And to now even make the price of the products you are selling reasonable and affordable, that is before you do that. That is wickedness. There's no other way to put it.
All right then. They've scheduled a meeting for next week, and we hope that when both parties actually meet, they will definitely come to a compromise that will be beneficiary for all. But finally, now let's wrap up with this particular story. All seem not to be well for cooking gas users in Nigeria, because the price of refilling a particular cylinder, 12 kg now, has skyrocketed to about 14,150 naira from 10,323 naira it was by this time April last year. How do you react to this, despite being a country that has proven and unproven gas reserve in the country? We're still finding this particular situation quite worrisome in our nation. And then Nigeria, under the past administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, launched a decade of gas, but it seems that the gas is actually not in sight. What would you say is responsible for all of this?
One thing is responsible: insufficient production due to insufficient investment in that sector. We flare gas a lot. Nigeria is likely a gas producing nation than petroleum product or crude oil. But the thing is, the gas that we have need to be processed before we can cook with it. And the processing platform is what we do not have enough. We only have the NNLG, and the trains are not sufficient enough to serve the local population. Even out of that insufficiency, they still export and import some other natural gas. So, because they cannot serve the local population, those who are gas dealers import liquefied gas from outside of the country. And of course, you know, all the other variables that involves importation will also be on it. And towards the end of the year, there's usually a shortage of gas due to what? Insufficient production. And that is what usually push up the price at every November or around February. And it's not until April, May that the price will begin to come down. Not as expected. There's no year it goes up that it comes down to the normal level. It always hang in between. And that is where to take off by December the following year to begin. And that's why the price of gas has increased over the years, like from 2,500 like 5 years ago to what it is now. So that's astronomical rate of increase. And the problem is because government have not invested in gas production, and they have not been able to create adequate environment to attract private sector funds into that sector to be able to do what? Meet up with our local demand. And the same government has de-emphasized the use of kerosene, promoted the use of gas, increasing the demand for gas, and they are not meeting up with that demand. So when there is shortage, there will be scarcity, and scarcity will lead to scramble will push up the price. That is the situation with gas, and that is what we are currently facing. And what will bring it down is to reverse the trend, invest more in it, attract more private sector funds to expand our production capacity for the cooking gas, and then we'll be able to have the price come down.
All right, then we'll leave it at that. Time is really not our friend. So much to talk about, but we really do not have enough time at our beck and call. I'd like to say a big thank you to you, Sumbo Bandajuku, Public Affairs Analyst, for being a part of the conversation with me this morning. Thank you once again, and also enjoy your holidays.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
All right, then let's shift focus now from, the top business stories. Now let's take a quick look at what's playing out in the capital market. It's a public holiday, I understand, but then again, there was trading activities on Monday before we embarked on the public holiday yesterday. Let's get talking and let's know what are the fundamentals and sentiment responsible for this continuous decline that we're seeing again this week. We're back in a moment. Please stay with us.